Hey everyone, Token Dave over here, the dorky token black guy that's just trying to get by. And welcome to another edition of Street Fighter Flashbacks. In celebration of the 30th anniversary of Street Fighter, I'm taking it upon myself to share my memories of playing the games at that period of time in the arcade and the console, and review or give my thoughts on other Street Fighter related media. You know, with Street Fighter 3 out and not doing as well, and Street Fighter 3 Second Impact coming out and doing much better, Capcom was still disappointed at the numbers that Street Fighter 3 was pulling in. Being that the last hugely successful Street Fighter game that came out was Street Fighter Zero 2, Capcom decided instead of progressing forward, they regressed backward into giving us Street Fighter Zero 3. Now, this was interesting for me because I felt that Street Fighter Zero and Street Fighter Zero 2 perfectly filled in the gap of what happened between the original Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2. But with their desperation to get cash and everything and wanting the former glory they had, Capcom decided once more to basically put more information in what happened between the original game and the second game. And this is very interesting for me because I find Street Fighter Zero 3 more interesting as the overall story as opposed to the fighting game itself. But I'll go into that a little bit later. Let me go into the characters that return. Now, for the arcade, basically, there's all the characters from Street Fighter Zero 2 came back. And we got a couple of new characters. In traditional fashion, they brought back a Final Fight character. They actually brought back my favorite Final Fight character in Cody. However, Cody is really different because it's been established that Cody, after saving Metro City, he got arrested and he's in jail. He's a jailbird. And I'm like, the hell? Most people find this very interesting, an interesting take on a hero that has fallen from grace. Me, I just didn't like the idea. And I still to this day don't like the idea. Interesting postscript. That character, the way Cody is depicted in Street Fighter Zero 3, that was supposed to be a returning Street Fighter character. That was supposed to be Joe from Street Fighter 1, the original. And to be honest, I wish it was, because I already found Joe an interesting character in himself, and with him, breaking into, the train yard and everything, having an underground fight there, I felt that would have been more appropriate, and that would have been an awesome comeback, but, it is what it is. We also have a new character in Rainbow Mika, another wrestler who idolizes Zangief, but is more on the business professional wrestling side, where Zangief was more of an actual wrestler. While he could have been a pro wrestler, he was like a real balls to the wall underground wrestler and everything in actual combat. Rainbow Mika was more of the showbiz entertainment person. And we got introduced to Karin. I keep forgetting how to pronounce her last name. But basically, this is another schoolgirl in the make of Ken to a degree. The only difference is, excuse me, the only difference is she's a little more snootier than Ken. And to top it off, her fighting style does not mimic Ken. Which, I'll admit, Karin took a very long time to grow on me. Actually, she didn't grow on me until recently, but that's the story for another time. So those are some of the new characters that came in, and Street Fighter Zero 3 actually established the overarching story of the Street Fighter franchise that we know. Street Fighter Zero 3 established that basically Dio and Ken were trained by Goken, and the art that they learned was Assassin, which is basically the assassin's fist, was a killing art. And that basically, there was a dark side to it known as the Satsu no Hadu, right? Which basically, if you succumb to it, basically you'll just go into a blind, murderous rage, waiting to fight someone stronger than you, only for you to kill them in combat. So that's the story of Dew. The other characters, most of their story revolves around Vega, whom actually basically has the has his base, and in his base he has something new called the Psycho Cannon, which allows him to basically, have his essence, right, go into someone else's body and all. And in his Shadowloo Labs, he has some clones, but also he kidnaps women from around the world to train them to be something called dolls. And the dolls are supposed to be bodies of Vega, where if his physical body dies, he could transfer his mental and psychic essence into a new body. Thus, one of the importance of new character from Super Street Fighter 2, Cammy. Cammy was actually a clone of Vega, but spliced with female DNA, and she was supposed to be the host of his new body, And so basically, Street Fighter 03 tells the story of Dew learning and realizing the dangers of the Satsuya no Hadu, while the Interpol tries to take down Shadowloo and Vega with his weapon of mass destruction, the Psycho Cannon. Now, that's an awesome story, I'll be honest with you. Street Fighter 02 filled in some gaps, but it left things unambiguous. But Street Fighter 03, it made everything clear. So there was no dispute about what the franchise, the overarching story really was. And that's why Dew scarred Sagat. Not because out of some fair one-on-one fight and everything. It was because Dew got overcome by the Satsu no Hadu and in a murderous rage scarred Sagat, which I both like and dislike. I like that basically Dew became scared of the power inside of him, but I really still to this day like the original canon where it was a fair fight. It's just that Dew scarred Sagat with the Shoryuken by accident. But anyway, a lot of the mechanics of the gameplay kind of changed, and most people liked it. I didn't. This is where I felt that they were trying to do a little too much, because you had the different fighting arts, which was the A-ism, the Z-ism, and the Y-ism, and it was A-ism, Y-ism, and X-ism in America, but since it's 0, I'm going to go with Z-ism. And I'll be honest, the Y-ism was more of the traditional Street Fighter alphas that they had. The A-ism was just one super bar and everything, and basically the Z-ism or X-ism was, just a timer where you could just do a bunch of combos. And that wasn't very interesting with me. Some of the super moves that were added, though, some of the moves that you see in Street Fighter 3 are added to some of the characters, and the way they looked in Alpha, they didn't look as cool. With the exception of the, Shippujin Eliza and everything. Ken's kicking super. That was awesome. That was an improvement. But everything else was meh. And I played the arcade game, and, I only played it in the arcade 3 times. I wasn't as pumped or thrilled about Street Fighter 03, primarily because I was enjoying the hell out of Street Fighter 3 Second Impact and everything. So I didn't really care much for it in the arcades. I did get it on Dreamcast back in the day. I didn't repurchase it now and everything. And to be honest, I'm probably not, because while playing on Dreamcast was cool, I really couldn't get into Street Fighter 03. I still to this day felt that Street Fighter 03 went a little too far. I'll be honest, that would have been good as an anime Or it would have been good as, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that would have been good as an adventure game. Or, yeah, an adventure game. Or a side-scroller beat 'em up and everything. That would have worked there. But as another fighting game fighting game, didn't do it for me. And also, I do like that they changed a lot of the music, but the thing is, a lot of the background music, it was hit and miss. You know, themes like The Road, Due's new theme, awesome. Vega's new theme, awesome. Sagat's new theme, awesome. Chun-Li's theme, awesome. Everyone else is like, you know. So, like, you know, yeah, I personally felt Street Fighter Zeroes 3 was unnecessary as a game, and I really feel that basically this could have been something a little different. They didn't need another fighting game, Street Fighter Zero fighting game. Agree? Disagree? Which I'm assuming a lot of you disagree. But anyway, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Give me a like. Follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. You know, the links are below. Subscribe and ring that bell so you know when a new video loads. But until then, this has been Token Dave, the dorky token black guy who's just trying to get by. I'll catch you guys later.